In case this is a newer term for you, I'm going to get us all up to speed on what a highly sensitive person is. A highly sensitive person is basically just someone who has an increased central nervous system sensitivity to physical, emotional, or social stimulus. In other words, a highly sensitive person tends to be someone who has the volume turned up on all five of their sense of sight, taste, smell, sound, and touch, as well as their emotions. They feel things with their senses and with their emotions more intensely or more deeply. So now, let me ask you this. Do you ever get the feeling that you feel things at a level that most other people don't seem to? Whether it's things that are happening around you or happening inside of you, you just seem to feel them more intensely or more deeply. And if you answered an automatic yes, then there's a very good chance that you are a highly sensitive person. But now we're going to talk about a few more really interesting or even surprising things about highly sensitive people that can be things that make it challenging and also things that make it really great. Because like anything, there are going to be parts of it that make it hard and there's going to be parts of it that make it amazing. And that is true with being a highly sensitive person. And the first thing that highly sensitive people will experience is that they will just notice subtle details in things that many other people probably won't. Whether it's just sort of the nuances in nature, things that you see around you, things that you pick up on and witness that other people may not, or it's smells or nuances of flavors in food, or it's things that are going on with people around you. You can kind of pick up on these micro cues, or you get really moved by a piece of music, that it just sort of hits something deep inside you, that you pick up on these subtle things in a bigger or more profound way than it seems like other people do. The next thing about being a highly sensitive person is that you are probably going to need more downtime or more quiet time or more nervous system regulation time than other people might. You can get overwhelmed easily if there's a lot coming at you at the same time, again, because the volume is turned up on your senses, that it can feel like a lot. You can actually get overstimulated quite easily. And the way to know whether or not you are overstimulated is if there's a lot of stimulation coming at you, and it might even feel like your brain is going to shut down or you just want to run away and get out of there as quickly as possible. Which means then that you're going to need more of that time, more of that space, more of those opportunities to just have low or no stimulation. Two of my favorite things as a highly sensitive person that help me regulate my nervous system when I'm feeling overstimulated is one, listening to classical music, often just having it on in the background when I'm at home, when I'm doing things. Something like a relaxing classical music playlist or classical music for studying. Those are two that I really like. Probably not like the classical bangers playlist where it's all the uppity and exciting and all kinds of instruments going on, because that's probably going to be even more overstimulating. But those really kind of relaxing classical music playlists. And another one is doing mindfulness exercises. Just sitting down for 5-10 minutes to do a mindfulness exercise to help reset my brain, help reset my nervous system. And if that's something that you are interested in, I have a free one for you. It's called the 10-minute guided mindfulness exercise. This one is so good. You just press play, stick some headphones in, or turn the volume up and let your brain just take a break. Let your nervous system come down. And this mindfulness exercise is going to be great for that. And it's totally free. So make sure you grab that in the description below before you go. Another thing that's interesting about being a highly sensitive person is that for worse or for better, you have a really rich imagination. Now, you can imagine how, for worse, that can make things difficult if you spend your brain time imagining worst case scenarios or terrible things that could happen or horrible outcomes. But it can be really amazing if you spend that imagination time imagining wonderful things, beautiful things, calming, relaxing, joyful things, imagining your life as it is and all the things that you have that you're grateful for. And so sometimes if you have that really rich imagination and it's going down that path that's making you feel stressed or anxious, worried, or depressed, simply taking an opportunity to redirect those thoughts, those imagination thoughts, into the things that are wonderful, that are beautiful, that you're looking forward to, that you would like, that are important to you, is going to really help with that. The next thing about highly sensitive people is that you are typically more self aware. You are typically going to be the person that is going to do the personal development work, that is going to seek therapy, that is going to seek growth, that is going to want to do your healing, not because there is something more wrong with you or flawed with you or deficient about you than the average person, because spoiler alert, there is not. The reason why you're doing this work and seeking this information and wanting to dive in to this self-growth, self-healing work is because you are aware, not because you are flawed. Because guess what? Everyone has their stuff. And it's the self-aware people that actually do something to work it out, to work it through, to seek and not rest until they find and feel better. And so understanding that as a highly sensitive person, you are going to be self-aware. You are going to be more mindful of how your words or your actions impact other people. You're going to notice the things about yourself that you want to work on, the things that are not healthy or helpful or productive, that are getting in your way, that are holding you back, that are preventing you from having the things in your life that you want, like good relationships, good connection, feeling good about yourself, showing up in the ways that you want to be showing up, living in the ways that you want to be living. You're going to be more aware of those things and going to want to work on them because you also believe that you deserve to think, feel, and live better. And you know that it's possible because you have that awareness. Another really interesting thing about being a highly sensitive person is that you are also really intuitive. You pick up on those subtleties. You can kind of sense that something isn't right or that something is going on or that some kind of energy has shifted in a room when you're in a group of people, and you pick up on that. Which also means that you're likely to make decisions based on what feels right. You can't always pinpoint exactly why you're going to make a particular decision based on a list of criteria. It's going to be more of like, this just feels like the right decision. I don't exactly know why. I mean, I have some clues, but at the end of the day, it's just the thing that feels right. But on the other side of being a highly sensitive person, it's interesting that you're also not typically someone who is impulsive. Because of that self-awareness piece, you're going to reflect. You're going to take a step back. You're going to maybe take your time with decisions. But at the end of the day, that piece around what feels right is going to play a big part when you do make that decision. Another thing that's really special about being a highly sensitive person is that you are going to be sensitive to other people's needs. You are going to pick up on someone else's mood, even the subtleties of it when it's not obvious to anyone else. You're going to notice when someone's mood or their energy shifts. You're going to be the person that's aware of the other people in a group who seem to be kind of on the sidelines, who aren't totally included in what's happening. And you're going to be the one who opens up the circle and brings them in. You have this special awareness, this special gift of being sensitive and aware of other people. And you also have that self-awareness to see the impact that you can have by bringing people in, by asking someone how they're doing, by asking them questions to go a little bit deeper and showing that genuine interest in who they are and what's going on with them because you have that sensitivity to that, to your emotions, to their emotions. Another special, sometimes really difficult, but I say that the special part of it makes the difficult part of it worth it, is that you feel things bigly, if that's a word, and deeply. You have big feelings for worse or for better. So, yes, when your feelings are hurt, they probably feel really hurt. When you're disappointed or discouraged, you probably feel really disappointed or discouraged. Your emotional pain is probably more intense than the average person. But the other side of that is that you feel love, you feel joy, you feel connection so intensely. Even something small like having a great conversation with a good friend can leave you feeling like your heart is going to burst, like you are overwhelmed with joy and this really intense feeling of connection. Seeing someone that you love feeling good or having a good time swells you with joy, with happiness, with love. And I say that, yes, being a highly sensitive person can make those big feelings, those big hard feelings hard, but it also makes those big feelings so good. And that's something that someone who isn't as highly sensitive will never truly experience in the way that we do. Now, when it comes to those big feelings and feeling kind of overwhelmed by them and not knowing what to do with them, learning how to process them, learning how to work with them and through them is going to be huge for you. And I have a training. It's called the Sensitive Person's Guide to Handling Big Feelings that's going to walk you through several evidence-based, research-backed ways to process and move through and with a big feeling with both your brain and with your body. And so you can grab that with the link in the description below. So if you are a highly sensitive person, spending the time on and really working on getting good at moving with and through those big emotions when they show up is going to be totally worth the effort. And it's really going to benefit you in your life every single day. It's going to allow you to be able to turn the volume down on those big, difficult emotions when they show up. It's going to allow you to feel less intensely the overwhelming, painful, upsetting, challenging emotions without decreasing the intensity of the good emotions, the joy, the gratitude, the love, the connection. And so putting the work into that is absolutely going to be worth it. So, are you a highly sensitive person? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, take good care of yourself. Take good care of those around you. Bye for now.